Paul has a distinctive style. He pats his sportscast with information.
I always want to show the most exciting thing that happened that night. It's a series of memorable moments, things that they're never going to forget.
Many of you recognize Paul Swearingen. Paul was a well-liked sports reporter for our sister station, KC24, for nearly 5 years. He is also the husband of Ashley Swearingen, Fresno's former mayor. Paul's public life continues with a large following on social media. Paul has gone from sports reporter, Mr. Fresno, to the unconventional pastor.
Maybe if we didn't stigmatize mental health issues, more people could live as the person they were born to be.
The unconventional pastor. What does that mean to you?
My main message is God is not mad at you. There's no being out there with a long white beard who is a good father who will set you on fire if you don't worship him enough.
It's a series of memorable moments, things that they're never going to forget.
Today, at 59 years old, Paul is living an authentic life after being diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder, previously known as multiple personality disorder. Paul considers himself to be trans. When it comes to gender, Paul says it's fluid.
But I generally don't try to identify with any particular label. I just want to love people and love myself.
Yeah.
In fact, somebody commanded that once, love your neighbor as yourself.
It's a message Paul shares with his nearly 3,000 followers on Instagram and a whopping nearly 128,000 followers on TikTok.
I'm finally getting the courage to dress on the outside how I feel on the inside. And that feeling may change from day to day. The question I always have for everyone else is, who tells you how you should dress?
Paul's platform is used to discuss gender roles and norms, encouraging boys to feel their emotions rather than suppress them. Paul dives into religion, politics, and what it's like living outside the box.
I don't give a damn about the clothes you wear. Let me explain to you why you care so much about mine. My therapist at the time said, "You're my 37th client with dissociative identity disorder. How many of those do you think are male?" I said, "I don't know, probably a low number, a third." And he says, "No, you are the first male client I've ever had with DID."
Online, as you can imagine, Paul gets all kinds of feedback for his beliefs. Some messages are ugly, others inquisitive. Some people are confused, having a hard time wrapping their head around such non-traditional thoughts. But Paul says he often gets messages of gratitude, people telling them they don't feel so alone, so different, and empowered to live their own authentic life.
And I also think it saves lives. When we tell young people, you're not bad, there's no God that's mad at you.
For Paul's family, the transformation on this journey of finding self-love and self-acceptance has not always been easy.
Stepping into the mess has been hard for my children and my spouse. But gosh, they're so brave as well. They're hanging in there on it. And we're learning that this is where life is on the other side of the pain of this journey, of the beauty of this journey, of the discovery of the mess. And I encourage everyone, I'm not going to lie to you. Stepping out of the box you've always known is not fun. It's not clean. It is a mess.
Do you feel like your family or anybody close in your circle is ever embarrassed by you or your appearance?
Yes. I almost don't know what else to say than that. But again, I think as I grow comfortable with knowing who I am and why I do what I do, I think it helps them to be comfortable too.
The burning question on my mind, does Paul and his wife of 32 years share jewelry?
No, absolutely not. For one, we're not even close to the same size, and if you act like we are, she would be so upset about that.
But earrings are earrings. She never grabs yours?
No, mine are cheap. Hers are beautiful and expensive. No.
Does she ever get frustrated and say, "Damn, your nails look better than mine"?
I don't think she would admit it if she did. She might be a little jealous of my hair.
And that hair, it gets lots of screen time with hundreds of videos. In one of the latest, Paul preaches freedom.
Freedom isn't always about leaving. Sometimes it's about returning. and becoming. Returning to softness, returning to that little kid that didn't have to prove anything to deserve love.
And we ended our time together with this final thought.
There's nothing beautiful about everybody looking and acting and thinking and being the same.
Paul tells me life is too short to not live it the way that you feel the most comfortable, the most confident. If you would like to check out Paul's content as the unconventional pastor, we've included a link to Paul's Instagram and TikTok account in the web story. You can find that right now on yourcentralvalley.com.